All right, so I just wanted to very briefly take you through some computations related to course average. Um, and so I noticed at first glance here that I'm missing a score. All right, so just fix that real quick. So what you can do if you want to compute your average, because it's sort of a weighted system. It's not fully weighted, but 90% of your average goes towards assessments. The other 10% goes towards participation. So if you've been doing your part throughout the marking period, you could expect to have the bulk of those points. There are some exceptions, of course, right? So what I did was I took a Desmos approach, and it's up to you. You can do this manually, pencil paper calculator, or you can do it using Desmos. The benefit of doing it using Desmos is that you have kind of a living, breathing file that you can update as needed throughout a marking period. You can add scores and have a running computation, just to verify that the scores on Schoology are what you would expect them to be. Right. So what I did was I created a fake set of data. Right. It's a fake set of outcomes for the current marking period, and so I put those values into Desmos just using the table function. So I selected table, and in X1 I put the raw scores. All right. So the scores that you earned, or this student earned, out of the total number of scores, total score that was possible. Right. So all of these numerators, right, they went into my X1 column, and all of these denominators went into my Y1 column. All right. So I did that for the entire list. So if you scroll down, you see all those computations. All right. Now that amounts to, that percentage, whatever that ends up being, amounts to 90% of the average. All right. The other 10% goes for participation. All right. So that is accounted for using this 8 out of 10. So what I did was I just did this simple computation at the bottom. I'll do it again just so you have it. But we know that 90% of the scores, no, I'm sorry, 90% of the weight of your grade is based off of the scores that you earned on the assessments, right? So 90 times, and we just do a fraction, and in that fraction we're finding the total earned from X1 and the total earned, or the total possible from Y1. All right. So out of the 90 points, assessment points, percentage points in your average available, this student earned about 74. Right. So then added to that, 10 possible points associated with participation. This student got an 8 out of 10. So that is 80%. If you want, you could just put that in as division instead of the 0.8, but putting 8 out of 10 as 0.8 is not very difficult. So, but if you don't like that, you just put in the 8 out of 10, and that gives you the average for the course. Right? The benefit of this approach is that you're always guaranteed to get your 10 possible participation points. All right? This student only earned 8 out of the 10 available, but it guarantees that the 10% of the weight of the grade will be associated with participation and nothing else. So these two numbers should add up to 100, and they do. This part gives you the percent earned out of the total available on assessments, and this is the percent earned out of available for participation. All right. So I hope you found this to be helpful. If you have any questions, just send me a message, and I will see what I can do to help you.